Hey guys, how are you doing today? So I have a reading for you today. It was requested by Erin. It is about past lives. I think that it's a great idea to do this. I think I did one of those before, but it was not a pick a card reading. It was more like just an overall combined energies reading. But I wanted to tell you a story of my past life regression. I went into this very deep meditation with the intention of tapping into my past life. I'm sorry. And I saw like three scenarios, like three different past lives. But the one that I did that time was pretty, I remember it to this day as if it happened when I was regressing, right? So I saw myself as a woman who was standing and holding something in my hands. I think it was a book. And I saw my hands holding that book, and they were covered in very heavy lace. It was kind of like off-white or cream lace. Just a very heavy, long lace. And I could feel the heaviness of the lace. And I kind of look at myself and I saw this pretty gorgeous outfit, a gown. And I thought of myself as a person that I was Czech, right? I'm not Czech in this life, by the way. But I thought of myself as Czech, but I lived in Austro-Hungarian Empire. So, and I was very aware of that, and that I was of aristocratic, kind of like a princess sort of thing going on there, not like royal family, but one of the aristocrats. So what happened during that lifetime, that particular moment that I experienced in my regression, was I was saying goodbye to a man who was going to war, and he was an officer, very sharp, the way he was dressed, dark hair and dark brown eyes. And I remember this insane heartache that was overbearing. Like, I could not stand it. It was so bad. And I remember him just looking back at me after he said goodbye. And I knew in my heart that that was the last time that I saw that person. So that was the moment from my past life that I saw that just deeply affected me, because I remember the feeling that it gave me, this just really terrible longing and desire, and not like a desire of the flesh, but just the desire of this person to stay and not to go. And I'm not quite sure how it affected. Well, I know how it affected me, I should be honest, but I will not delve into that. But there were two other things that I experienced, two other lives on separate occasions. So one was where I did this regression a few times and the same thing would come up. I'm standing barefoot in mud and I'm a man and I'm wearing rags. So, and I cannot move. Like I see something in the distance, like a village, some dirty, really dirty old clay buildings, and I cannot move. And it happened a few times where I could just not, I didn't know who I was. I couldn't figure out. And then another past life was I was this really bad person. I was a really bad, frugal man who had a lot on his shoulders and who was really abusive to his family and to women. And I feel like a lot of karma went from that life into this life. But it was just not very pleasant. I can still feel like this person sometimes, like he's sitting all just kind of a little overweight and gray hair and writing something just out of anger, something not very nice to somebody. So that was my experience with past life. I really would like to go and explore more, especially the life where I could move and I was really poor. The life where I was that Czech princess, I do not want to go back there for because it gave me such a strong overbearing emotion that I couldn't get over for days. So, all right, well, let's start with your reading. This is pile number 1 with this interesting stone here. I'm not quite sure what the stone is still. I don't know the name. It has patina on it. And then pyrite. I think this is pyrite, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And the pyrite. So 2 options. Option number 1, option number 2. I will start with how that life affected you so that you know right away whether you resonated or not with it or not. If you don't resonate, I suggest you don't continue watching because you don't want to affect your thinking. You don't want it to affect your thinking. If you do resonate, definitely watch it. So let's start with pile number 1 with this stone right here. I'll turn it like this. Okay. Let's put this stone here. And so how it affected your present life. We have 10 of Wands, 4 of Wands, the Hanged Man, the Unexpected, Perchance to Dream, the Moon, the Fledgling, After the Storm. So, how it affected your life. First, a lot of things that are quite unknown in this life. a lot of things that are hidden. There is a lot of unexpected aspect going on here. I feel like you are burdened with the fact that you are trying to establish yourself, and you've spent your whole life learning how to do that because you did not have a very strong foundation to begin with. That's what I'm thinking. Like something probably happened in your childhood that affected your life to the point where, or of course in the past life, that affected your life here, where you feel ungrounded, and you've spent a lot of time figuring out how to establish yourself in this life and how to feel secure and safe and grounded and stable. There is a lot of that's out of your reach. You feel like there is a lot that's out of your reach in this life. You feel like you have been chasing something and you just cannot keep up with it. You cannot catch it. And many times in this lifetime, you had to start anew. You had to begin from zero. A lot of things came out to be very unexpected for you. It's something that you did not quite expect when you started on a journey, right? Like you start a journey, you feel like it's going to be all right, everything is going to be fine, and then something happens very abruptly, everything falls apart, and you are either picking up the pieces or avoiding the whole situation altogether because it's just so you can't quite put your finger on it. You don't understand why things happened the way they've happened. So this is what I see in how your life is right now due to the life that we are going to describe right now. So let's see what we have here. Knight of Wands, Three of Wands. By the way, you might be a fire sign. Not necessarily, maybe it's in your chart. There is a lot of fire here. A lot of fire. Okay. Judgment. Patience. I can already tell what this is. Peace. Naked before the stars. Queen of my world. Beauty. Summon. All right, well, you were definitely a woman in your past life, or a very strong feminine energy, strong, very, very strong, even maybe overbearingly feminine. So if you were a man, you were definitely gay and flamboyant, but most likely you were a woman um, who was who had kind of like a flighty sense of self. Um, you know, I really don't want to say this. I hate this, what I'm seeing here, or what I'm feeling, but I'm feeling a very, God, I can't, I don't, I'm feeling like you were not, you were a prostitute. That I said it. I feel like you were a prostitute. I'm sorry. I feel like you were very much in charge of your own very flighty, very disorganized, very unsettled world. You liked it the way it was. It worked for you the way it was. But the society really did not like it. So you, at a certain point, came to a wake-up call from the society where they told you, hey, we are judging you now. You are going to, suffer for your lifestyle. You were a very beautiful person, a gorgeous woman. You were probably quite an intuitive individual who had a lot of help from the universe in what you were doing. And you might ask me, well, how did I have help from the universe if I was a flighty person like that? And I'm telling you that the universe does not care. This is all about your experience, your own experience. There was not much patience in your life, and you needed to gain patience. And to me, this card right here is very much what ties the two lives together, where you need to learn how to be patient and how to work on a certain thing without it breaking down, without instant gratification, without it being chaotic, without just create a very strong plan, create a very strong view of where you're going. This looks to me like a tunnel. So it's a very directed way of going towards your goal, right? And there was no direction in that life. You were kind of coming and going whenever you pleased. This is what I see here. And you were very much accepting of yourself. This Naked Before the Stars, this card talks about self-acceptance. You were very much accepting of yourself. And if you were not a prostitute, then you were somebody who engaged in a similar lifestyle, very chaotic, very kind of very instant gratification. If it was not instant gratification, it was just something that you had to achieve right there, right now, and then you are off on your way. There was not much peace in your life. Not much peace. And you were trying to find your peace, and it was just such a big misunderstanding in your life, where you felt like, hey, well, I'm accepting this. This is good. This works for me. Why don't I have the peace? The peace of mind. I'm thinking that this lack of peace had something to do with the society and with the lack of acceptance from the society of what you were doing. But you did have this lifetime. In that lifetime, you did have this kind of life for quite a bit, because the universe was on your side. It was supporting you. It was seeing your satisfaction with yourself. So I'm thinking that the way these two lives tie together is that in this lifetime you need to find a sense of a very clear sense of direction. You know, a very clear, straightforward sense of direction. And to figure out how to apply that in your life where you have a peace of mind and where you are happy with yourself, where the universe supports you. Very interesting. I really enjoyed this reading. You guys, if you need a private reading, the information will be down below. Contact me. I will be happy to help you. And we will go on to reading number 2. By the way, let me know if this resonated. I would love to know. I would really love to know. So, pile number 2, pyrite. So let's see how it affected your present life, how that life affected your present life. 5 of Swords, the Empress, Princess of Pentacles, Blossoming, the Temple of my body, High Priestess of Fire, a reminder, don't forget. Beautiful is totally just gave me shivers. I don't know why. Not shivers, the goosebumps. Going beyond normal. All right, so let's first explore how it affected your present life. So definitely there is something here that you need to remember. Something here that you need to not to forget. And I'm thinking that it has something to do with your body. Excuse me. Got a sip of my tea. So, something something that has to do with your body. Something that has to do with your looks here. And I'm feeling like you've learned a lesson about your body, about your looks. It also has something to do with abundance. There's this 5 of Swords card. I feel like there was a conflicting energy in you previously in your life about maybe your looks or your status, and now I feel like you are overcoming it and you're learning this lesson that has either to do with your body or with your status or with your abundance. And you decided to go beyond the normal, what society deems normal. You decided to go beyond what we consider to be, you know, the template or the standard of beauty, or the standard of status, or the standard of money, of career. You are doing it in a completely different way. And this is a reminder. This is just this amazing card. I just keep looking at it and I feel like it tells you to never ever forget where you came from, or how you never forget the journey. Never forget the journey. You could also be a fire sign. I saw a fire sign in the previous reading, not necessarily, but there is a lot of energy that's coming out of you, a lot of desire, a lot of initiative. You are very much determined to put the past behind yourself. You are very much determined to create a new reality for yourself, to create this gorgeous new reality where you are blossoming in abundance and in beauty, and where this body is no longer a conflict within you. You know, either your body or status or your money. I feel like you gained an upper hand in this fight. Very interesting. Very interesting. Would love to know how it resonates with you guys. I would love to for you to comment. So let's see. Let's describe that past life that affected you in this way. 7 of Cups, Death, Two of Wands. Oh, I see like a very clear message here. Creation. Oh my God. I'm getting goosebumps, guys. Realization. Wow. I won't cry for you. Wow. Today for tomorrow. Rigid. Letting go. You let go of something in your past life. There was something that happened, some kind of drastic moment that happened in that past life that just turned it upside down. It was not just a transformation for you, it was a tower moment. I don't know why the tower is not here. Where is the tower? Tower, where are you? But there is death here. So it was probably a more lengthy transformation for you that happened. Like there is this person under the horse's foot, and I'm looking at it and I'm feeling like this is you in your past life. This is you who was brought down to their knees after just a lifetime of confusion, after not understanding, not realizing, not quite knowing where to go, what to choose. I feel like you were a person that had it all, and you were really you were not resolute. You were not, you did not quite understand just how much you had with what you had. And then things happened that created a strong transformation towards the worst in your life. And you started planning and started figuring it out, trying to figure that out. It was a very difficult time for you. It was a very difficult life, I can tell that. You started creating something. You started realizing something that came with this new existence after that transformation. You started grasping this new reality. You started adapting, creating a new reality for yourself. And you did not regret, after a while, you did not regret that past life, that privileged past life. You said, no, I'm not going to cry for you. I'm not going to suffer because I don't have that anymore. I am not going to think about that. I'm going to go on and not give up. And how this card right here ties it all together. It ties that life with this life. I'm thinking that that transformation that you were going through, that new existence that you were experiencing, it spilled into this life. Maybe it was not the end of it. You did not quite reach your goal. You did not quite come to the point of your transformation in that past lifetime. And you had to continue it in this lifetime. And I'm feeling like there was some kind of a wall. There was something that was standing in your way of total transformation in that past life. And you know what that wall was? I think that was death. That was the premature death. You died before you reached that peace of mind. You let go of that life in order to continue it in the next. I feel like it was not a scheduled exit, if you know what I mean. It was not a scheduled death. Like, you died, you went over that wall before you were able to complete your mission. So you are going on about this mission in this life. And I think that you are on the way to completion. The interesting thing here is 22, right? Let me see what others we have here. And we have 33. We have a number 2 and a number 3 here, right? So guys, amazing reading. This reading really gave me goosebumps. It's like, wow, this just all comes together so perfectly. Please leave me comments, and if you need a private reading, the description will be down below. I would love to do that for you. Would love to hear your comment. I would love to know your story. Would love to know your story. All right, I'll talk to you soon.